boys and girls, stop what you're doing. Stop playing the game. Stop watching TV. Ain't no Netflix. Ain't no Hulu. Ain't no Disney Plus. Get inside the house, man. It's nice weather outside, but just get in the house.
Great weather.
40 minutes of your time.
Or listen while
Because
you on
over here, what?
listen while you on a walk.
Facts. Go on a nature walk, had a pot in your ears. Because over here is just oops. How we feeling, bro? How you enjoying this nice weather?
I really enjoying it. I walked outside. I wasn't expecting it to be this nice. It was nice at 8 a.m. when I left for class. So finally, bringing back happiness, bringing back life.
Yeah, man. We had a 6:30 departure for practice this morning. You know, 7 a.m. start. When we got out, man, it felt like a whole new world out there, bro. Sun shining, birds chirping.
Yeah, the birds was chirping when I left out this morning. I was like, oh, it's one of these days.
Hey, facts. Was ready for me to have a good day. Put
Facts.
on a little fit. Hey, put some smell good on.
Had you a nice little day.
Oh yeah, oh, yeah. What was you on this weekend?
This weekend, I say my weekend started Thursday. I took a trip down to
Mm,
Indy, and had to watch my Grizzlies play.
right.
Unfortunately, that game did not go as planned. That was a bad game out of All-Star break, especially with the first time team being fully healthy. But they bounced back, got a win over the Magic, and then they just dropped one to the Cavs. But they play the Suns tonight, looking to get back on track. Hopefully things will be all right. But then rest of the weekend was good. And Sunday I had a great day,
Marvelous day, huh?
marvelous day.
Well, let's go ahead and hop into it. Games of the weekend. We already know what yours is, but go ahead, fill us in.
Like I said previously, anytime Purdue loses, it will be my game of the week.
That's a
And
crazy statement. That's real hating right there. I ain't gonna lie.
it's the crosstown rivalry. You gotta hate, which is why I picked Indiana versus Purdue for round two. Um, Indiana, they're still they're on the edge of the March Madness, on the bad edge of pushing towards not making the tournament.
Right.
And getting this win over Purdue, it puts them back in the bubble. Now they're up to 15%. They have a 15% chance of making it. And just winning this game, it means a lot. This is one of the best rivalries in college basketball. Purdue coming into Assembly on a three-game losing streak. I think them coming in on that three-game losing streak put them at a disadvantage. You come into a
Right.
hostile environment, your team's not all the way there, something's going wrong. It was just bound that something would happen. And first half, it was a competitive game. Both teams were there, but coming out of halftime, Indiana just shot through the roof. I don't know what Woodson said in that locker room, but he needs to say it before every game. They came out on a 28 to 3 run in the second half.
That is great. 28.
28 to 3.
What you was at the game, right?
I was there. Yep.
How far of a drive? You know how far of a drive it is from Purdue to IU?
Two and a half.
Is it ever like a good amount of Purdue fans there when it's IU Purdue?
Um, yeah, I mean, it was decent. It wasn't like a flock of Purdue, but it was definitely Purdue was definitely in there. Like you could hear them. But
Right.
Indiana crowd was just it was live.
Yeah, I know that atmosphere was crazy, wasn't it?
Bro, that was the loudest I've ever heard that building. I had a headache after the game. Like it was crazy.
You been in person to a lot of games this season?
Have I been to a lot of games in person this
Yeah,
season?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have. But that was definitely the loudest I've heard it. The girls' games, I would say, got louder than the boys this year, just because of the season they've been
Oh,
having.
for real?
Yeah. But like the USC game when Juju was here, that game was loud. Um, well, when Ace Bailey was here, it was loud too.
Mhm.
But this Purdue game was definitely the loudest, and I
Right.
got to experience a win in my time at IU in such a big rivalry.
Yeah, my cousin, they go to IU. He was at the game. Guess he a season ticket holder. And yeah, he just be there. But my game of the weekend, well, I got two. Um, Biasy in the first, and it's not who you think probably. Gotta shout out the Bradley Braves once again. The Bradley Braves got an OT win versus Murray State this weekend. I was in attendance at the game. It was like Peoria night or something like that. Everybody had towels waving them around and stuff. It was pretty cool. Um, but man, Murray State came out 12-0. Bradley could not hit a shot to save their life. Come off the bench, freshman Jaquan Johnson came to save the day. In the first half, he took over, got him back into the game. Then second half starts. They start slow again. I think Murray State probably went 10-0 to start the half. Bradley had the lead. It was like a 3-point lead for Murray State at the half, but they came out the half slow again, starting the quarter. I mean, the half slow. Murray State got out to a lead again, and it was back up to like a 10-point lead. And my girl was there with me, and she was saying, he said at 12-0, I don't know if he can come back from this, which is pretty extreme. Um, a 12-point lead, and it was still 15 minutes to go in the first half. He was just counting them out already. I don't know what that was about. But second half, it was the Duke Dean show. That boy came out on fire. As soon as he got the ball the first time in the half, comes off the screen, leaning 3-pointer, he fading away from three, walk, come back down the court. Now the fans hype. Walk, come out of timeout. I'm thinking, all right, maybe he'll chill a little bit. As soon as he get the rock, pull another one, hit it again. And I mean, he hit probably about four or five in a row. And I mean, the crowd was dead for a while because of the runs of Murray State and not being able to score. But as soon as Duke Dean started hitting them threes, man, that place was low key rocking.
Yeah, I tuned in towards the end. I tuned in like the final eight left. Yeah, it was just back and forth and Duke Dean, he was out there hooping. As a coach, them coming out of timeout three pointers you give up, I know that hurts.
Yeah, got to.
Because you just drew up this defensive play, get it stopped, get
Right,
it back, and you're
right.
out here gutted. It's like, what did we do with that?
And so in this game, it went into overtime. At the end of regulation, Bradley had the ball with 3 seconds left, baseline out of bounds, had to go full court. Duke got the ball, took off down the court, and he was about to pull up for three, flipped, fell all the way down, didn't even get the shot off, so we went into overtime. Now in OT, Bradley was down. No, it was the tie ball game. Um, think it was probably 10 seconds left after Murray State scored to tie the game. They came down. Duke came off the screen, pulled a three, hit it, but coach called timeout.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey, we thought we won. I remember I was celebrating. Everybody was celebrating. And we looked back at the court, and everybody gathering for the timeout, and ref was like, "No basket, no basket." And hey, we was all stressing at that point. But then coach came out with a great play call to win the game. Little layup for the win.
yeah. Nah, I was looking, I was playing 2K and watching, so
Huh?
I see everybody go crazy. Then I hear the announcer go, timeout on the floor, and I look over and he just, I was like, hey, he laced it. I was like,
And
no,
laced it. Oh,
no, he was bad.
hey, it had to be.
But it worked out with coach drawing up a good play. Got an easy layup.
Yeah, yeah. It
Nice.
was good to use to use Duke as a diversion.
Yeah.
Darius Hannah got that game winning layup.
What's the other
Oh,
game?
my other game, Arizona versus BYU. Uh, it was a 1 point win for BYU. Some questionable calls down the stretch for sure. And I hate to see a great game like this where they was both going back and forth. Hate to see the refs determine the game. Um, Caleb Love, when Arizona was down one, Caleb Love went down the lane and won, but the ref caught it on the floor. So he goes to the line, he knocks down his two free throws that only puts him up one. BYU comes down. What's bro name? Richie Saunders. Richie Saunders took a bad shot, very bad shot. Got bailed out with a foul call. He was leaning already. He was already about to fall. Got bailed out with a foul call, and they hit the two free throws to win the game. Now, if you let the and one go on the other end, we go into overtime. If you don't, call that foul. It was not a foul at all, in my opinion. After watching the replays, after watching it in live speed,
Nah, he
nowhere
didn't.
near a foul. He didn't get touched. And I mean, the refs decided that game.
Yeah, especially in a close game like that, moment like that, I think you let them play. It's one, it's it's a key game, same conference matchup. You're fighting for seeding at this point. I think physicality is going to be a part of the game, and for him to not even get touched at all, that's just at that level you don't call that foul.
And they're away from home. Like it
Yeah,
wasn't even like a
that's a
like a home court call. That's a home court call.
yeah, that's on the road. That's actually an absurd call.
That's crazy. Did you watch? Did you get to tune into this game?
No, I didn't. I did. I seen
Um,
that part. I seen the end of it, but I didn't see the whole game.
so in my notes here, Igor Dimin, a highly touted prospect right now, freshman for BYU, was killing high screen and roll every time. And I haven't got to see a lot of him this year. I am gonna start watching because I know he's gonna be probably a lottery pick. But from what I saw in this game, not the most athletic. Obviously a tall point guard like 6'6", something like that, 6'7", maybe even 6'8". Very tall point guard, not the most athletic. Not gonna shoot a lot of shots, but even though he wasn't shooting a lot of shots, he was very efficient when he did, first of all. And the gravity that he attracted on the court was what stuck out to me. He had 8 assists on the night, and I mean he's a really good playmaker. I'm pretty sure that's probably the best aspect of his game. But the gravity that he drew on the court without even being like a really dominant scorer and being able to get his guys open looks, no wonder BYU is one of the best shooting teams in the nation.
Yeah, that's being able to draw attention without even being a scorer.
Mhm.
I, I think that's destined for success with a team. And yeah, he put the right people around him. He ain't got to do too much. Just find the open shooter. He's
Yeah,
drawing. That's a that's good coaching, and that's good to see. Knowing your players, knowing okay, he can do this. Know who to put on the group with him, and that calls for a lottery pick for sure.
yeah, yeah. Another guy on BYU, Richie Saunders, as we mentioned earlier, who took that last shot and hit the winning free throws. It made me think about how he had 23 points in this game, and seeing him hoop made me think about how there's so many good college basketball players that will never touch the league,
Yeah,
and that's crazy. Like like these guys get done hooping and just have that better than normal people ability, but it's still just not enough to make it to the league.
it just shows how talented the league is. Like,
Right?
you really got to be a next level hooper to get to the
Yeah,
league.
yeah.
But it's like these guys in college, like not a regular person could just go and check them. Like
Facts.
it just that's crazy that it's a gap between a gap. Like
Yeah. And even like between us and high school basketball, there's a gap. You
yeah,
know, as just regular going to have fun hoopers to high school basketball, there's a gap. You have high school players that are on varsity and stuff that aren't playing at a D1 level, aren't playing at a D2 level, gotta go D3 maybe. There's a gap between, just those. Then you have another gap between college and Euroball. Then you got a gap between Euroball, and it's just so many. It's hard to become a pro, man. It's basketball is a very hard sport to be one of the best in the world.
definitely. And then you got to look at the roster size, and so a lot plays into going to the league, and
Yeah, for sure.
it's definitely not. That might be. Is that the hardest?
Hardest sport to go pro? I think I think it might be. Maybe I don't really know about baseball
Hmm.
to really put them into the conversation. I don't know enough about it, but I mean, there's one best league in the world. Soccer, there's multiple. There's so many professional soccer leagues.
Right.
football, the roster size of every team, I think probably makes it easier in football. Um, I think there's more football. There's more NFL teams as well. Um, I can't really think of any other sport that I really know enough about to say that it'll be harder than basketball.
Yeah, I feel like with most of the other sports, there's also like there's other leagues, and like I know with hockey, you can go to Canada. They have like a Canada Pro League and
Mhm.
all that. And like NBA, it's either G League or NBA. That's your two
Right,
choices.
right.
So yeah, I would. It might be the hardest for real.
Facts. I mean, they get paid that money for a reason, man.
Yeah, definitely.
In class today, we were talking about gender in sports and how much pay difference and stuff is. And he mentioned how in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark's probably making about like $73,000 a year. Whereas like in the NBA, minimum contract, you're making like $970,000. And I mean the gap is crazy. And what you think about the equal pay call and stuff like that?
Well, first, granted, Caitlin Clark is probably making millions with endorsements and
Yeah, yeah. Did sign a $120 million deal with Nike. And
yeah.
we were talking about without that, that 73K, like what is she doing?
I just I think it's hard because, like we said, the talent level. It's just like the ladies in the WNBA, they're very good basketball players. They're in the
Hmm.
WNBA for a reason.
Uh,
But it's just when you look at the league and you look at the WNBA, the league is just so I don't I don't know. It's just so much more like I don't want to say talented because they play the game differently. But I just feel like it's more enjoyable. I'll use that word. Because I just feel like it's more accustomed to what people know. Like
right.
when you think basketball, you don't think of women playing, you think of men playing inside, playing physical. And it's women's basketball is just looked down upon. And I don't think they can get paid as highly if they're not getting the same recognition
Right.
as in this you're paying and you're losing money because you're not able to bring in that revenue that you're giving out.
Yeah, I think while you were talking, it kind of made me think about the Unrivaled League a little bit. We were planning on talking about that, but what I was gonna say is I feel like the first of all, WNBA was not created too long ago.
Right.
It doesn't have the history that the NBA has. And they tried a women's basketball league before in the 80s, I want to say, and it failed within a year. And now that it was like the Women's American Basketball Association, something like that. And now that it has the like cosign from the NBA, it's starting to do better. But I think women's basketball kind of needs a differentiator. And I think this Unrivaled League is really good. I
I
really like it.
I do too.
Um, like 3v3 is something that when you think of NBA players, we only get to see them in a 5-on-5 setting. We see the same players play every year. Players that are really talented because every NBA player is talented, right? Players that are really talented don't get a floor to shine on a national stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in a 3v3 setting, I feel like it's different. Like you get to see everybody's unique playing style. You feel me?
Yeah, I agree. And I also think with their season, since it's so short, I think it gives them like not only an opportunity to continue to play and continue to get reps in, but it's like, okay, you're doing this in the middle of a high basketball time. So people are just looking to watch basketball no matter what it is. So
Mhm.
you're able to implement this, and like you said, it's different. We don't get to see 3-on-3 with men play or one-on-one tournaments and all that. So
Right, right,
it's eye-catching for sure. And it's just like, okay, like I can watch this. I can see how all these women hoopers hoop differently, what they really do. And I think it can help draw attention because now people are okay, now let me see how this translates to 5-on-5 game or the one-on-one bag. Like it helps
Right.
bring in the attention.
Yeah, when I was watching the games though, that looks really hard.
It does.
Like that's tiring, bro.
Three on
I mean,
three
the
full
games are
court.
shorter, but 3-on-3 full court, fighting through screens every possession. Like you're playing 5-on-5 defense, real tough 5-on-5 defense every possession in a smaller setting. And there's no room for error because of how you don't have as much help as you would on a full 5-on-5 court.
Yeah. No. And then I would say besides fives, I'd say threes is the hardest game to play because
Mhm.
there's spacing, but there's also you can help. And as a defender, you don't want to give up too much because you don't want your teammate to help too much. Then that's open. But as a offensive player, it's you have the space to work, but you also have enough help to where it's not like 2-on-2. It's like it's just one person. It's more ISO game.
Yeah, yeah.
Three on
It's
three,
you take turns, you
yeah.
go, I go, you go, I go type.
3-on-3, you still got to have a game plan. Still got to know your team, and so I think that also helps, especially with them all coming from different teams. You can see how the superstars in their league can merge together, play together, and it's like a better, longer all-star, really, with all these
Right.
best players coming and playing together, and they're competing hard.
Yeah, I hope that, this is only the first year of the league, but I hope this continues and we get to see more. We have star players in there right now. Brianna Stewart, Sabrina is in there, Angel Reese, Enrique Agumawale.
Angel
We got
Reese,
star players in there right now, but what'd you say?
Angel Reese just had a 20 and 20.
Yeah, like I mean, I feel like this could be big for women's basketball. Obviously they had the one-on-one tournament that people have been saying the NBA needs for years. I was watching highlights to that though today, and I think they need to make some tweaks. Um, because the structure of it, you get 7 seconds to score. There's no dribble count, but you get 7 seconds, which is kind of like so you can't just go post up for the bigs. Every player in the league participates in that. You don't have a choice unless you're hurt. Which I like that. But it looks very tiring as there's rebounds and you have to rebound, take the ball back. Like it's a continuous game. I feel like they should slow it down,
Mhm.
make it one shot, like we really want to see like bag work. You feel
Yeah.
me?
Yeah. I seen, I think it was Aaliyah Boston.
Hmm.
And granted, she was going crazy. She was going on a streak, but it did look tiring. It's just continuous. And I think it should be, I can't think of what the league is called, but it's like with Marcellus and them. You know what I'm talking about?
The Creator League.
Yeah, the Creator League. I think
Yeah,
it should
yeah, yeah.
be that type of format where
Right.
you get the 7 seconds, but it's one shot, and
Hmm.
then you get time to reset. You get timeouts. You get all like
Yeah, yeah.
it helps. It helps you like slow down and makes you want to um it makes you want to see how you can truly win the game and break them down. And it would just be better to see instead of just fast pace. You're just go, go, go.
Right.
And that's also unrealistic in real game.
Yeah.
You're setting up offense, push tempo.
Hmm.
And so I think it'd be more of a translator as well.
Yeah, I definitely think they're on to something with this league. I enjoy it. They got a new fan here. I'll be tuning in. And I feel like the WNBA in women's sports, the reason that the pay is not the same is because of sponsorships. Sponsors is what pay the players
Right.
ultimately. And I mean, House of Highlights is I'm pretty sure this is the House of Highlights league.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it is.
Pretty sure. And I mean that's big starting off. It's gonna gain more social media attention by being a HOH league. And I feel like this could be big for women's basketball.
I agree. It'll definitely be big, and the competition's only gonna get better, especially this upcoming year. This draft class is gonna be nice.
Right?
So I think they just continue to find the ways to perfect it, get it nice and just to the perfect way that they want it. And the competition continues to roll in. I think it'll take off for sure.
Yeah, thanks. We'll transition from women's basketball. Before we transition, actually, shout out, Diana Taurasi. We just got that notification. Retirement. We were just talking about her today as one of the GOATs, women's basketball. Teacher asked us who was the GOAT. She was the first name that came out of somebody's mouth. Shout out DT
Shout
for
out
all
to
the years that she put in. But wanted to transition into NBA hoops. We saw Luka come alive against the Nuggets. JJ Redick, that game plan to stop Jokic was brilliant. Um, what was your thoughts about this game?
I mean, I figured I didn't think it was gonna go like this, but I figured they would come out with a plan because everybody, saying, "Oh, Lakers don't have defense now; they can't guard." What's Jokic about to do to them? I
Um,
know JJ Redick's not going for that,
yeah.
but I think Vando coming back and being healthy and picking up Finley Smith and Braun playing defense.
Hey, bro, you gotta stop calling him Finley.
Finney,
Finney.
I'm sorry,
Finney.
Finney Smith, Dodo, as Braun calls him.
Type.
And Jackson Hayes, Jackson Hayes he's doing what people didn't expect he was going to do,
Mhm.
and he's playing a good role. But I think Vando just face guarding Jokic, getting in his head, only allowing 4 shots in the first half. That's a recipe for success. You limit their best player, make everybody else beat you,
Um,
and the rest of the team playing fundamental great defense. They all want to play defense. Luka
yeah.
had 4 steals. Uh, the 40-year-olds playing defense, like it's just that's bound for success. And like JJ said, he wanted Luka to have a blackout episode, and he put the game plan around Luka. Let
hmm
Luka cook, and he gave him that small ball lineup. Let Luka run the one, and we saw what happened.
Yeah, man. When Lucas started screaming, when he did that, yeah, I said we in for a treat, man. Hope this is really I mean, we're gonna see tonight as they take on the Mavs. We're gonna see if he really got that dog back. Got big expectations for what he gonna do to the Mavs tonight. But I mean, as far as the Nuggets game, JJ is showing that he can coach at a really, really, really high level.
Yeah,
Like I mean, just watching the what was it called? Mind the Game, something like that. The
yeah,
podcast, him and
winning the
LeBron.
game. Yep.
Just watching like you could see the intelligence, the basketball intelligence of JJ Redick, but seeing it actually on the court as a coach and his game plans and stuff. Like from the first game, I could see the change in the Lakers offense as far as movement and stuff like that. And I mean, just seeing the adjustments that he's been making throughout the season has been great.
Yeah, yeah, he definitely. Now that I think about it, we should have put him in our coach of the year debate, even though they're not having like one of the best seasons like the other teams. First season coach and making these adjustments, getting the Lakers 4 seed in the West. He's doing what people didn't expect him to be able to come out here and turn this organization around from last season.
Yeah, yeah.
So
People thought that the Lakers hired the wrong coach, and I mean, he's like the dedication that he puts in. I like, you hear him talking about not sleeping to prepare for the Nuggets game. Like this is
the
a
next,
regular season game that he's like locked in for. Like the dedication is there, the drive, and he's got that Mamba mentality as a coach. That player's mentality has carried over as a coach, and you just
yeah,
see how bad he wants to win,
and
much of a competitor he is.
it's not even just him, it's the whole coaching staff.
Hmm.
They're all like that. Like they just want it bad. And
Right.
I think when the team wants it and the coaches want it equally as much,
Hmm.
it's a recipe right there.
Yeah, facts.
But then
Um,
also with Luka, people talking about he was washed and stuff. Let's be real.
Come on now, man.
Let's be real. First of all, he's coming over to an organization where he's used to being a one, used to having every responsibility. You just put him with LeBron.
Hmm.
he that's an adjustment. He has to be able not even take the backseat. LeBron wants him to be the one, but you're still adapting with a player who has high intelligence.
Right.
Secondly, you're just learning a whole new game, a new coach, and it just takes time. And you're coming off an injury.
Coming off of the worst injury in his career so far.
Like it was only a matter of time, and I think it's only gonna get better for him.
Man, see, you bringing up all this stuff kind of reminds me. I was kind of going on a rant the other day about how social media in sports is is terrible. Sorry about the emergency situation in the background.
Hope
Um,
you're okay.
but like it's ridiculous, bro. Like people are so quick to jump in and state an opinion on stuff online, and it ruins the organization sometimes.
It
In
does.
soccer, my team right now, Manchester United, it's one of the biggest clubs in the world, right? And all the fans are used to success. The Manchester United is like it was like Boston in the 60s. Not to that extent, but like that. 10 years ago. Now, since the manager has left, there was a manager that was there through that whole entire time. He got old, he retired. Since then, they haven't won anything. And now there's a coach right now that is he's new, he's young, he's only 40, which for a coach is very young. And he's just getting started, and you can see he's trying to build something with Manchester United. But fans are so quick to judge the results right now that like we've been bad for 10 years. 10 years, bro. The results are not gonna come overnight. You have to give like time for a build or something. Like and with the Luka situation, it's the same way. This dude has played 3 games so far. And people are already talking about Luka's washed. Oh, he's not resigning with LA. People just so quick to try and have an opinion on things that it ruins the sport sometimes.
It does. And they just the media world, they just flip. That's all they do. Flip back and forth. And it's just like, yeah, it just takes away. It makes it unenjoyable. It's like I don't even like being on social media to look at sports now because I'm like, all y'all do is hate.
Man, you click on the comments and it's just hater, hater, hater. Like I feel like at a certain point, it gets to somebody's reading the comments. They see what everybody else saying. Now they just gonna jump in and say what was said before them. And I mean, it's like, bro, it's ridiculous. Social media is toxic. Social media is getting terrible. It's not being there for what it's used for.
Right. And another thing with social media in the NBA, I think another factor of why they're going down is they they're like I feel like they're trying to appeal to the younger generation. Like I'll just use last night for example. I'm pretty sure the NBA posted it. It said Ant out aura Shay on this block. Like what are we talking? Out aura? Are we serious?
Grown men posting this. Like we have grown men running these accounts talking about out aura somebody.
Like it's just getting out of hand. And it just the comments on top of this is just like this is a joke now. Like
Right.
nobody's taking it serious, and it's hurting viewership and it's making it unenjoyable.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Social media, man. Well, I mean, the good thing about social media is they post questions like this that I'm gonna ask you right now. I saw this the other day on my Instagram, saved it so I could bring it on here and ask you, rank these players in their prime.
All right,
Allen Iverson.
this is a blind ranking, not knowing who's coming next.
No, no, no.
Okay,
I'm gonna tell you all.
okay.
Allen Iver Allen Iverson. Actually, let's do a blind ranking first, and then like you reorder them after.
Okay. All right. AI, how many are there? 10?
Four.
4? Oh, cool. Okay. AI,
Everybody in their prime.
I'll go 3. AI.
Kyrie Irving.
Oh, 2.
Wow.
He got a
Derrick
ring.
Rose.
Oh, I can't. Ooh. I don't want to put him here, but I gotta go four because I don't know who's at one.
Russell Westbrook. Now, is this the list you want to keep?
I would switch. Oh, I would. I keep Russ one. I'd put. I put D Rose two, Kai three, AI four.
Oh, that's kind of crazy, bro. To have Allen Iverson at four is crazy. We're talking in his prime, MVP, went to the finals, played against Kobe and Shaq, and took a game. After Kobe and Shaq swept the whole Western Conference, Allen Iverson led 76ers. Dikembe Mutombo as the second best player led a team to the NBA Finals and took a game from Kobe and Shaq at 6 foot 6'1".
Kyrie hit the biggest shot in NBA Finals history. D Rose, youngest MVP we've ever seen, and
So because he hit the biggest shot ever, he's above Allen Iverson in that whole entire season.
he won a ring. He
Okay, but
he
look, we're not gonna act like LeBron wasn't on the team.
LeBron was on the team, but we're not about to act like Kyrie didn't have 35.
Allen Iverson did that alone and took the team to the finals. Prime Kyrie is not taking the team to the finals. Respectfully, we saw it
We saw it where?
when he left for Boston,
Okay.
2018. I mean, I can't. Come on, Allen Iverson, dog.
Well, Russ is undeniably one.
I agree. I
Mr.
agree.
Triple Double.
Yeah,
I could see the arguments. I just I don't know. D Rose is hard because he was on pace for greatness.
right.
He was just held back. And I don't want to discredit him because of his injuries.
Yep.
And I don't Kyrie and I just I feel like they're interchangeable. I feel like Kyrie being able to win a ring with Bron on his team, but also, he's not getting carried. He's holding his,
Yeah, for sure.
getting his. So I don't want to discredit that as well. And Kyrie would have had another one in Brooklyn if they stayed healthy.
See, we're talking about widows now, but
I'm just keeping it
my
real. I'll
my
keep it.
list, my list is Russ. I'm taking AI two. I'm going D Rose, then Kyrie. I mean, they're all great.
They're
Any
all,
list that you have is somewhat valid, but they're all great at the end of the day.
yeah, you can't really. There's no correct list. It's hard to rank.
Facts, facts, facts. Yeah, bro. But that's all the time we got for today. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Let us know if y'all want us to react to anything. Hey, please interact with the video. Share it. Tell somebody about us. Subscribe. Turn on the post notifications so you know when we drop. If you're a constant viewer, turn on the post notifications, why don't you? So you get a notification when we drop an episode, right to your phone, right to your doorstep on your phone. Subscribe, leave a like, um, leave a comment, go check us out on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts for other content from us. About it.
About
Peace.
it. Peace.